Shalom, back with part 3. All right, ICE and the LA riots. I'll go through a few articles here, looking at them. All right, the titles here: ICE protest live updates. ICE prepares to deploy tactical agents. Yeah. All right. See Marines on standby outside of LA as protests pop up across U.S. Again, people, this is all created. Again, the Hegelian dialectic. Again, this is just created, to create the chaos. Okay, again, it's here, people. Jacob's trouble's here. Donald Trump is not set up to save America. He cannot save America. He's here to oversee the collapse of America. Get that right, okay? The what do you call it? All right. The OCGFC, all right, owners and controllers of global financialized capital, all right. They're just another, corporation, and you might say the corporation, like the military-industrial complex, those organizations, Boeing and Riots and all the rest of them that make the military weapons and all that. You have to understand that they're moving on from America. They want to invest in the East, where, civilization actually started, okay? And because, they can see the writing on the wall, and they're going to go where the money is because that's what it's about for them, okay? They don't care about people. They're not sentimental or anything else. So they bend and sold the American people out. Again, people, we've always told you the truth. Your politicians, your congressmen, these people are all bought and paid for. They're just puppets that work for the elites, that work for the bankers. Okay, so the bankers are the ones that are behind the corporations, along with their investors. Okay? You need to understand that, people. All right, America is not what you think it is. It is not a democracy. Okay? It's a corporation owned by the bankers. All right? You people need to grow up. You people need to read and study. Okay? Everything goes back to the Bank of England. Okay? And who owns the Bank of England? The bankers. Your Rothschilds, your Oppenheimers, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Gettys, so on and so forth, people. All right? There's 13 families in all. All right? It all goes back to Amalek, the Amalekites. You understand? So everybody that you see, all right, they're not in charge. Okay? They're frontmen. Okay? The people that run the show behind the scenes, behind the curtains, you don't see them. All right? All right, give me a minute here. All right, what else, people, that you people need to know? All right, the appearance of the Father and Son. Let's give you an example of that. This is Revelations 1, all right, and 13. And in the midst of 7 candles, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. Okay? I remember, Edomites don't have hair like wool. Okay? But you know who does. Okay? And his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet as unto fine brass, as if they'd been burnt in a furnace. Okay? So again, it's talking about his pigment, the Lord's pigmentation, right? Okay? And his voice as the sound of many waters. And then, you people can also go to Daniel. Give me a minute. And pretty much you're going to get the same description, of the Heavenly Father, or what you just got of Yahushua. Then I lifted up my eyes. All right, this is Daniel 10, 5 and 6. And looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold, Uphaz. All right. His body also was like a beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire. Hello, very similar, right? And his arms and his feet like color to polished brass. You see that? And a voice of his words like the voice of a multitude, like a voice of many waters. There you go, people. You understand? All right, so you got to know these things, people. Give me a minute. All right? You got to know your nationality, your biblical nationality. You got to come into that knowledge. That's also important, all right, and coming into the knowledge of the scriptures, okay, and that Israelites are the only chosen people of the Father, okay, of Yahweh. Okay, that's all throughout the scriptures, from the beginning of Genesis all the way to the book of Revelations. Okay? You know? Another thing, you need to come into the understanding that, for our disobedience, we were cursed. Go to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, read about the curses. From 28, 15 all the way to 68. All right? Give me a minute. All right, we'll end this here. We'll be right back with part 4 to close out. Shalom.